Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Foots the King here, and we're going to just jump right into it. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. Make sure you guys keep checking out the music. This is my post-free agency mock draft. And let's just talk about free agency as a whole. So for me, I'm a draft guy, and you see it. I'm watching, well, Baker Mayfield's doing his pro day right now, but I'm draft. I'm develop player. I'm team, scouts, GM, coach, all on the same page. Let's go get who we want. Let's make them into something. But what happens in the NFL during this dead period is teams reach. Teams do things to appease fans. So right now, there are teams like the Skins, for example, who think that they got better at receiver with a guy like Paul Richardson, or, you know, Kansas City paying Sammy Watkins $30 million for 34 catches last year. I mean, I could give you a bunch of examples, and there are examples. You know what? I like a lot of what Cleveland has done this offseason. John Dorsey came in, his first statement. They didn't have good players. They didn't have good personnel. He went out. He's getting good personnel. I read something today about Tyrod Taylor, 51 touchdowns, 16 picks, and I've been a Tyrod guy. I think you can win with guys like that. You have to have a plan. Now he's throwing to Jarvis Landry. Now he's throwing to Josh Gordon. Their pick from last year. Now they have Myles Garrett on the edge, coming off the edge. Now maybe if they draft a safety, they can put Jabril Peppers in his right position. Have a plan as a team. I think what happens is you have these personnel guys who, number one, they're just not really good at evaluating talent. Number two, they don't really know or understand what the coach wants. That's why the best teams, Mike McCartney in Green Bay, Bill Belichick, obviously, he's so hands-on because he knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly what he's drafting for. Good teams aren't going out spending a bunch of money on free agents because they're drafting and signing their own. I'll give you an example. Dallas fans want to go out and make a splash on Sue, or Tyrann Mathieu has been released and he didn't want to take a pay cut, so how would Dallas fans think that we could even afford him? But we did draft a free agent. His name is, we did sign a free agent. His name is DeMarcus Lawrence. You gave him money. You got him playing on the tag. Yeah, so my point is draft, play. So that's kind of like, I just wanted to set that up for this free agency period. I think also, in talking about the draft, you guys, here go the picks right here, and I'll start talking about some of the picks, some picks that I think that you guys, it made sense for me and what happened in free agency. But I think what's happening in this free agency period is, I think teams are kind of telling us they're not sold on this quarterback class. And I can't really say that there's a lead guy in this quarterback class. I like Baker Mayfield. I'm reading things today that teams don't. You have questions about Josh Rosen, his personality, his durability. Those are real questions. I got to know. I don't think people realize how much being tied to a quarterback affects the whole organization. There can be turnover in the whole organization if the quarterback doesn't pan out. It's not like it's a team like New England who can flop on a pick and everybody's safe, or Jerry Jones and the Cowboys where it's family owned, so nobody's really going to get the whole organization can turn over. Good GMs only have really 3 years to make a move and get somebody in. So keep that in mind. That being said, let's talk about Cleveland right off the bat. Just because Cleveland went out today and signed Carlos Hyde, that doesn't mean that they won't take Saquon 1. It can mean they're doing what Dallas did 2 years ago. Just cover yourself in free agency. Carlos Hyde can still give you something. You see what the Saints did with with the kid from, what's my boy's name? I hate when I have these brain farts. With Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. Sorry, guys, I'm back to life. But you guys see what the Saints did. So maybe a two-back system. Even though Saquon is the great Saquon, maybe you want to ease him in. Maybe you don't want to put everything on him right away. You can have another back, a good player. And this is what I mean. And then I went right ahead and hit it again with Quenton Nelson with their 4th pick. I gave the Giants Sam Darnold, Bradley Chubb, Indianapolis, and Quenton Nelson. Now, the popular thing that I'm seeing with mock drafts is everybody wants to go Saquon Minkah. Well, I just thought outside the box. Joe Thomas just retired. Now you have another 11-year guy. Now you have another 11-year guy 12-year guy because Quenton Nelson can come in and easily start. So for me, that's a pick that I wanted to hit. Let's go all the way down to let's talk about Denver and Minkah. So I think that Denver covered themselves in free agency with getting Case Keenum. They're not sold on these quarterbacks, and I don't think that John Elway wants to spend a bunch of time developing a guy. Then they go on ahead and get Minkah, instant upgrade over what they have at free safety. Now, let's talk about 8, 9, and 10. I want to explain something to you guys, and then I've been reading that there are a lot of questions about Roquan Smith injury-wise. I'm hearing that his medicals came back kind of goofy at the combine. So, 7, I went Derwin. Chicago, I gave you Tremaine Edmunds. I think that would be a great pick. But some of you guys may be questioning number 9, my number 9th overall pick, with San Fran getting Ronnie Harrison. I'm extremely high on Ronnie Harrison. I have been, so this isn't anything new. And every year it happens where a guy comes out of nowhere that all these mock drafts didn't have pegged, and he just gets picked. I'm not saying it's going to be Ronnie Harrison. But let's say, for example, these Roquan injury stories are real. San Fran has to make a pick. They need to get better at safety. There you go. Let's say Rashaan Evans is sitting there and Oakland's thinking the same thing about Roquan Smith. Roquan's a smaller guy, can't take on blockers. Maybe John Gruden wants a rock in there. He gets Rashaan Evans. I'm extremely high on Rashaan Evans. I think he's a very good very good linebacker. He crushes running backs. He takes on guards. He fights through trash very well. And that's a question that you have about Roquan Smith. It's a question that, even though I have, in this mock, I have Dallas taking Roquan Smith. He has the injury history, but Dallas would, obviously we see, and then they kind of got burned with Myles Jack because think about it. The Cowboys were slotted to take Myles Jack 2 years ago. What happened was the injury bug thing at the combine, and you didn't know how he would play, and then you wake up and he's picking off Ben Roethlisberger in the playoffs. So I think that if Roquan fell to Dallas, we'll jump all the way to Dallas right now at 19. If Roquan Smith is falling and he's sitting there, Dallas will take Roquan Smith. You guys can look at the rest of the draft. I think Arizona would take a flyer on Baker, even though they did pay Sam. I don't know why Arizona would ever pay Sam Bradford that much money. But okay, I think they would probably take that flyer on Baker Mayfield. But you see with these quarterbacks, they're getting kind of pushed back. I got Josh Allen going to Miami. They're getting kind of pushed back. Another surprise would be Buffalo getting Mason Rudolph. Maybe that's the guy they like. We don't know. But these quarterbacks are going to get pushed back because I don't know if teams really love them. Let's talk about the second round. One pick that I love and I think that nobody's talking about it. Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay just lost Jordy Nelson. What if they like Calvin Ridley? What if they say, okay, Aaron, we're going to get you a cheaper, better version of Jordy Nelson. Let's get you Calvin Ridley. Throw him the ball. So that's my first round. You guys chew it up. Let me know what you think. Second round, just some hits. I think that Cleveland getting... So my second round, I just want to briefly touch on some guys, and you guys let me know. I think that Cleveland getting Isaiah Wynn. Now you got your tackle, you got your guard, you're ready to play football. You did some things on the defensive side of the ball. You're ready to play football. You still got more picks. I think Green Bay getting Mike Hughes. If that were to happen, if he were to fall, now they've really knocked this draft out the park. I think Dallas getting Braden Smith. Let's say they get wiped out with Will Hernandez and you got Roquan. Now you get your guard. I think Lorenzo Carter to Kansas City hits a need for them. Now they can pair him with Anthony Hitchens. I think Miami getting Anthony Miller is a good pick. I think New England picking up Sony Michel makes perfect sense. A speed guy can catch, throw it to him, and he can answer a running back need. They just lost Deion Lewis. Plug Sony Michel right in, play football. So let me know what you guys think of this mock. It's a 2-round. Go through all the picks, eat it up. I'll get in the description box and I'll talk to, not the description box. The full mock will be in the description box. I'll get in the comments and talk to you all. Just my thoughts, just how teams may try to better themselves and just kind of thinking outside the box with this 2-round post-free agency edition. It's your boy, Foots the King. Like, share, subscribe. Check the music out. Peace.